Top 10 reasons not to move to Seattle, Washington. Seattle is a seaport city on the west coast of the United States. Logging was Seattle's first major industry, but by the late 19th century, the city had become a commercial shipbuilding center as a gateway to Alaska during the Klondike Gold Rush. Seattle and the state of Washington have some of the highest minimum wages in the country at $15 per hour for smaller businesses and $16 only for city's largest employers. Seattle has a population over 700,000. Woohoo! Let's begin. Number 10. The homeless. The homeless are everywhere, and you will find them at almost every street corner, but not at Bill Gates. When you enter the city, you will see people like ants that are begging for money. There are way too many panhandlers in this city. It is frightening. These people should be removed from the streets and put in a government home. Come on. Seattle is rich enough to give a bit to the homeless. I know what you're thinking. This is socialism. But these people are addicts, and just put them all in the same home and put them away from the city center. And by putting them away makes the city a more appealing place. The homeless people makes the whole area a bit nasty. However, this will not happen as the city is not ready for it because of the governor and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Number 9. Communists. Recently, Seattle has been at the forefront of the riots, and many people are seen as socialists or communists. They want to change the city and make it a hellhole, which they almost did. Without police intervention, the whole area would have been vandalized and burnt to the ground. Statues and shops would have been broken down, where products would have been stolen. Can't these people understand that communism is bad? Capitalism makes America a great country. If you want communism, look at what are Russia doing. If you like the idea that all people are equal, look at what happened to Cuba. You don't want to live there. Number 8. Cost of living. The cost of living in Seattle is very high. House prices are through the roof, and you won't be able to afford to buy a decent house cause Bill is buying them all on the cheap. Jeff is also eyeing all the houses with his weird eyes, and his divorcee wife is also buying them. And this is making the house prices rise higher and higher. If you look at house prices, it will make your eyes water. If you cannot buy, then you have to rent. When you look at rent prices, it is ridiculous. You better earn good or else you'll be thrown out. Since Amazon is paying a few cents an hour, you won't be doing too well in Seattle. Tough life. Number 7. Health issues. There are many people in the city that have mental health problems and should be housed in a hospital or, better, a care home. Of course, Bill wants people to take vaccines whilst his fellow people are suffering on the streets. This mental issue is a big problem with the homeless. They cannot afford therapy, so they take it out in the streets. They should be looked after and placed away from society because they need the most help. Number 6. Jobs. The jobs are bad. Yes, you can get tech jobs in the city, but they will pay you peanuts. Why is that? Because many people want the same job, and that's how they lower their salary. In this day and age, people will give their ass, or even better, bend their knee to work for Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. It's a sick world. Number 5. Weather. It's raining, it's pouring, people are snoring, and Seattle is so boring. It's raining, it's pouring, people are snoring, and Seattle is so boring. The weather is bad. Unless you like constant rain, it makes the whole area dull, and the city smells of sewage. It's a really bad smell, and people live their lives whilst it pours down. Have you played the game Heavy Rain? I know it had a fictional city. If they did a real city, it would have been Seattle, as it rains all the time, 24/7. Number 4. The city has no soul. The city has no soul. It is a weird city to move to. It does not have the vibe like Nashville or Chicago. It's a sad city. There is no good music, no good food, and there's no rock and roll. You won't find many people who are originally from Seattle. You will only see a range of newcomers. Number 3. You will feel unwelcome. You will feel the negative energy, and life begins to be tough from the get-go. You need to maneuver your way around the city and work your way up. Make sure you have a plan, as there are vampires that want you to fail. The city does not want new people, as it has a huge homeless population that have not got a pot to pee in. Number 2. Arrogance. There is some discrimination in the city. Great jobs, such as the white-collar jobs, are given to white people. By default, these people earn at least a 6-figure salary and are pushing people out of the area. If you work in an industry and you are not making at least $80,000 a year, then you are here to fail. This means you cannot buy a house because they are being snapped up by all the tech workers and of course Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Number 1. Pride. The city is heaven for middle-class white men who always show off their cash and push and shove blue-collar workers to show who's boss. The Latin people are always bullied in the city. They are hard-working people whom are vital in the city, but the white folks look down upon them. Seattle is liberal. However, they do not like Mexicans or Latin people for some reason. It's weird. The blue cities tend to have a lot of hypocrisy. There we have it, the top 10 reasons not to move to Seattle. Let me know what you think of the list, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another time. See ya.